There are many things that we do not know. Joshua chapter 3, I think verse number 4, God says that you must observe, for you have not passed this way before. The ways that we've not passed before, we need people to go ahead of us or to use people that have already gone ahead of us. And that's a very critical point that you're raising here, that you need to identify a couple or people that have gone before you and mentor you, explain to you many things that you do not know. We don't claim to know everything. Even today, there are many things that we learn from people that have gone ahead of us, that speak to us, that speak to our lives from their own experience. Because marriage, really, you get to know new things every other day. So I think immediately you get into such a relationship, you need to identify a person that has gone ahead of you, a mature person, possibly definitely a couple. Maybe I can put this point here, because I've seen in some of the cases nowadays where people just take someone in the street and your friend, and you tell them that you're going to be my best couple and pick another girl from another place who are not even married, and probably they do not have that experience. My take is you need to have people that have gone the walk and sit under them and listen to them. The best thing that you can give to them is your ears. To listen to them, they will guide you and they will be of a lot of help to you. So immediately you get into this relationship, you invite mentorship, and you need to identify a person who can be able to take you there.
Yeah, I think you also need to be accountable to somebody. That's why we are saying as soon as you're in a relationship and you're in the right relationship, it's good to identify a couple, to identify people you can be accountable to, people who ask you questions. I know, some young people, don't want to be accountable, but it's very important that once you are in it, please look for some mature couple, look for some mature people, talk to them, tell them, by the way, we are in a relationship, and this is the person, and this is what we are planning. And they'll be able to tell you, this is how you go about this. And also, not only that, they are going to pray over you, to pray with you, and to walk the journey with you. For us, we were blessed. The Lord gave us a very excellent best couple, and they have walked with us even today. The other point is that you also need a best couple or a family that can walk with you even after the wedding day. They will not just be there up to the wedding day. And that's what happens. They are there up to the wedding day and they forget you. They say, I have children, but they forget. But you need somebody who will walk with you, somebody you can trust, even after the wedding day, even after the children come. I think so.
I think in a church setup, even before you get married, you need covering, spiritual covering. And that's why we are here today with the blessing of the apostle. You need spiritual covering. You need a father. You cannot walk alone. So for purposes of mentorship in marriage, we are talking about a couple that is mature. But we all know that even from where we are right now, we must be subject or we must submit to some authority. And I think the covering that we have right now suffices for the day. But when it comes to marriage, because of course you may not be able to double up, that's where you need probably a couple that has been there and has gone ahead of you. At the moment, I think it is incumbent of all of us to submit to some authority. In your church, in this church, if you fellowship here, you submit to some authority. That way, you are covered, and for every spiritual need or challenge, you have someone you can be able to run to. Yeah.
Well, I also think that's where then the youth pastors come in, because they are mentors, So they are very important, because the youth pastor now is able to take care of those issues. Like, say, for example, you're looking for somebody, you're not very sure. You can speak to him. He's like a father to the youth. He's able to bring in God's wisdom. So at that point, you need a youth pastor who can speak to you, meaning you are under authority and you respect the authority. So I think in that point, the youth pastor is very important.